Have you ever been in a moment where words weren't spoken, yet you felt something powerful in the air? A lingering gaze, a playful touch, or the way she subtly bites her lip? These aren't random actions. They're signals, hidden messages revealing exactly what she's feeling. Women are masters of nonverbal communication, and if you're not paying attention, you might be missing the biggest clues about her true desires. Today we're diving deep into the psychology of female body language, decoding the secret signs that tell you when she's feeling attraction, intimacy, and desire. Pay close attention, because once you understand this silent language, you'll never see attraction the same way again. Sign number 1, the lips, the silent temptation. Let's start with something universally recognized, the lips. A woman's lips can be one of the most expressive parts of her body, subtly revealing emotions and unspoken desires. You may have noticed this before. A gentle bite, a quick flick of the tongue, or a soft press of the lips together. These seemingly small gestures are often subconscious indicators of attraction and heightened interest. But why do lips play such a significant role in attraction? Psychologists suggest that lip biting, licking, or even slightly parting the lips can be a sign of nervous excitement, anticipation, or restrained passion. The lips contain thousands of nerve endings, making them one of the most sensitive areas of the body. When a woman engages in these gestures, she is often experiencing heightened emotional or physical awareness, sometimes without even realizing it. Imagine this. You're sitting across from her at a cafe, deep in conversation. She holds your gaze just a little longer than usual, and as she listens intently, she suddenly bites her lower lip. This tiny movement may seem insignificant, but it often signals that her mind is momentarily drifting toward more intimate thoughts. Even in the world of film and media, this subtle cue is often used to portray desire. Take Marilyn Monroe, for example. Her signature parted lips and frequent lip biting became symbols of allure and seduction. This isn't accidental. These small behaviors tap into our subconscious perception of attraction. Science backs this up too. Studies in human behavior suggest that when we are attracted to someone, blood flow to the lips increases, making them appear fuller and more pronounced. This is the same physiological reaction that occurs when someone is aroused, hence the natural inclination to touch or highlight this area. Additionally, lip biting can also be a form of self-soothing. When someone experiences arousal but wants to remain composed, their body might instinctively react by channeling nervous energy into small, controlled gestures. It's a way to keep their emotions in check while still expressing a subtle form of attraction. So, the next time you're talking to someone and notice her lightly running her tongue over her lips, gently biting them, or pressing them together while maintaining eye contact, pay attention. It's often not just a habit, but a silent, subconscious confession of attraction. Sign number 2, the power of touch, an invitation without words. Touch is one of the most primal and powerful forms of nonverbal communication. Unlike words, which can be rehearsed or misinterpreted, physical touch is instinctual. It bypasses logic and speaks directly to emotion. When a woman is attracted to someone, her touches often become more frequent, intentional, and lingering. These small gestures, seemingly casual on the surface, are actually a subconscious way of testing the waters and expressing interest. But not all touches are created equal. The context, intensity, and frequency of touch can reveal the depth of attraction. For example, a woman who playfully nudges your arm during a joke or gently adjusts your collar is subtly establishing a connection. These are low-risk touches, innocent enough to go unnoticed but significant enough to test your reaction. However, as attraction intensifies, her touch may evolve from brief and incidental to deliberate and intimate. A lingering hand on your forearm, fingers tracing lightly over your skin, or resting her hand on your thigh, all of these gestures signal a desire for increased physical closeness. These touches create a bridge between casual interaction and deeper intimacy. The science of touch and attraction. Neuroscience confirms what our instincts already tell us. Physical touch plays a key role in attraction and emotional bonding. When two people touch, even subtly, the brain releases oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. This chemical increases feelings of trust, emotional closeness, and even arousal. In fact, studies show that couples who frequently engage in affectionate touch, such as hand-holding or light caresses, report higher relationship satisfaction and emotional security. Real-life examples of touch as a signal of attraction. Think about a time when a woman's touch felt different, more intentional, more electric. Maybe it was at a dimly lit restaurant, where she reached across the table to touch your hand as she spoke. Or perhaps during a casual conversation, she brushed an imaginary speck of dust off your shirt, even though there was nothing there. These aren't just random acts of kindness, they are silent cues of attraction. Even in popular culture, the power of touch is evident. Romantic films often use slow, deliberate touches to build tension and anticipation. Consider classic movie scenes where a woman lightly runs her fingers along a man's hand or leans in just slightly closer than necessary. These moments captivate audiences because they tap into universal human instincts. How to recognize and respond to these signals. So, how do you know if a woman's touch is friendly or a sign of deeper attraction? Pay attention to frequency. Is she finding reasons to touch you often? Location. Casual touches on the arm are friendly. Touches on the thigh, face, or neck are far more intimate. Duration. A brief touch could be accidental, but a lingering touch suggests deeper interest. If you notice these signals and feel the same way, reciprocating in a subtle, confident way can strengthen the connection. A gentle touch in return, a warm smile, or even simply holding eye contact when she touches you can create a powerful, unspoken dialogue of attraction. Bottom line, touch is never just touch. It's an unspoken invitation, a way to say, I want to be closer to you without ever needing to utter a word. The question is, are you paying attention? Sign number 3, the sway of her hips, the natural rhythm of desire. Have you ever noticed how a woman's walk changes when she feels confident, attractive, or deeply aware of her own femininity? It's as if her movements take on a rhythm of their own, a slow and fluid grace that instinctively draws attention. But here's the fascinating part. This isn't always intentional. In many cases, the sway of a woman's hips is a subconscious response to how she feels in the presence of someone she's attracted to. The science behind the hip sway and attraction. The hip sway isn't just a learned behavior. It's actually biologically ingrained in human attraction. Evolutionary psychologists suggest that when a woman accentuates her hip movements while walking, it can be an unconscious signal of fertility and vitality. This is because a natural, fluid hip sway highlights waist-to-hip ratio, which research has linked to perceived attractiveness and reproductive health. A study published in the journal Evolution and Human Behavior found that men are naturally drawn to a woman's walking pattern when it includes a pronounced, symmetrical hip sway. This type of movement suggests confidence, health, and sexual receptivity, factors that have historically played a role in human mate selection. But it's not just about biology. Psychology also plays a part. When a woman feels good about herself, her body language reflects that energy. A confident woman naturally walks with poise, purpose, and fluidity, making her presence magnetic without uttering a single word. Real-life examples of the hip sway in action. Think about red carpet events where actresses and models confidently stride down the runway. There's a deliberate, slow sway to their walk, drawing eyes effortlessly. The same effect happens in everyday life. Imagine you're at a social event. You notice a woman walking past you, her steps slow, measured, and subtly accentuating her curves. She's not rushing. She's aware of her presence, and her body is in sync with her confidence. The way she moves is an unspoken invitation, a subconscious way of capturing attention and communicating attraction. Even in movies, directors often emphasize the power of body language to create attraction. Think of scenes where the leading lady enters a room, the camera focusing on her movements, the confidence in her stride, the rhythm of her steps. That's because the way a woman moves can be just as alluring as the way she speaks. How to recognize and interpret this sign. So, how do you differentiate between a regular walk and one that signals attraction? Pay attention to these subtle cues. The shift in posture. If she straightens her back, subtly pushes out her chest, or tilts her pelvis slightly, she may be subconsciously making herself appear more attractive. The speed of her walk. If she slows her pace and adds a little extra rhythm to her steps when walking past you, it's often a sign of heightened confidence and awareness. The direction of her movements. If she positions herself closer to you or subtly adjusts her walk to pass near you, this could indicate interest. How to respond. If you notice a woman accentuating her hip movements around you, it's a sign she wants to be noticed. The best way to respond? Acknowledge her presence with confidence. Maintain eye contact when she walks by. This creates a subtle but powerful moment of connection. Smile if she catches your gaze. It signals that you're tuned into her body language. Mirror her confidence. Stand tall, maintain good posture, and exude the same level of self-assuredness. Final thought: the power of nonverbal attraction. The way a woman walks tells a story, one of confidence, self-awareness, and often attraction. While words can be misleading, body language rarely lies. The question is, are you paying attention to the signals she's sending? By understanding the subconscious cues of attraction, like the natural sway of her hips, you'll begin to see that communication isn't always spoken. Sometimes, it's written in the movement of the body, waiting to be noticed. Sign number 4, the eyes, the windows to desire. They say, the eyes never lie. And when it comes to attraction, this couldn't be more true. Unlike words, which can be carefully chosen or withheld, the eyes give away our deepest emotions: desire, excitement, curiosity, even nervous anticipation. If you know what to look for, her eyes will reveal her true feelings long before she ever says a word. The science behind eye contact and attraction. One of the most fascinating physiological responses to attraction is pupil dilation, a completely involuntary reaction that occurs when we see something or someone that excites us. A study published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that our pupils expand when we are aroused, intrigued, or emotionally engaged. This means that if her pupils noticeably enlarge when she looks at you, it's not just the lighting. It's a subconscious sign that she finds you captivating. But attraction in the eyes goes beyond just pupil size. Pay attention to how she looks at you. If she's locking eyes longer than usual, she's creating intimacy, a silent way of saying, "I'm interested." Stealing glances when she thinks you're not looking. This shows curiosity and a desire to observe you without being obvious. Looking away shyly before returning her gaze. A playful yet vulnerable move that suggests she's feeling something but isn't ready to be fully direct. The triangle gaze, a subconscious invitation. Psychologists have identified a pattern in romantic attraction called the triangle gaze. This occurs when someone's eyes shift in a triangular motion between your eyes and lips. It's an instinctive behavior that suggests she's contemplating a kiss or simply drawn to your face in a more intimate way. The next time you're talking to a woman and notice her eyes flickering between your lips and your gaze, take it as a strong signal that she's feeling a deeper level of attraction. It's one of the most subtle but powerful signs of interest. Real-life examples of the power of eye contact. Ever wonder why Hollywood romance scenes are filled with lingering eye contact before a kiss? It's not just for dramatic effect. It's how real chemistry builds. When two people share intense eye contact, it creates an unspoken connection, often heightening tension and anticipation. For example, have you ever been in a conversation where everything else around you faded away, and it felt like just the two of you existed? That's the power of deep eye contact. Studies have even shown that mutual eye contact increases feelings of intimacy and emotional closeness, even between strangers. One famous experiment by psychologist Arthur Aaron demonstrated that two people who stare into each other's eyes for 4 minutes straight experience a significant increase in feelings of attraction and connection. The eyes literally build intimacy without a single word. How to recognize and respond to this sign. If you notice her gaze lingering, here's how you can respond to amplify the connection. Hold the gaze, but don't stare too intensely. Maintain eye contact long enough to show confidence, but let it feel natural. Use the slow look technique. After locking eyes, let your gaze move slowly from her eyes to her lips and back, mirroring the triangle gaze. Smile subtly. A small, knowing smile can intensify the moment, making the connection even stronger. Final thought, the eyes reveal what words cannot. While words can be deceptive, the eyes are an open book. A woman's gaze can tell you everything you need to know about how she feels. If you start noticing these small but powerful signs, the pupil dilation, the lingering glances, the triangle gaze, pay close attention. Her body might be holding back, but her eyes will always tell you the truth. The question is, are you paying attention? Sign number 5. The playful tease, flirtation in disguise. Flirting doesn't always come in the form of soft whispers or sultry glances. Sometimes, it's hidden in playful teasing, light-hearted challenges, and mischievous grins. When a woman is interested, her teasing often takes on a flirtatious edge, a way of engaging with you that feels fun, yet undeniably charged with chemistry. Why do women tease when they like someone? Playful teasing isn't just about making jokes. It's a way to build connection and lower inhibitions. Neuroscientists believe that humor and teasing activate dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical, making interactions feel more exciting and enjoyable. If a woman is teasing you, she's not just being playful. She's likely trying to create a fun, comfortable, and slightly electric dynamic between you. But what does flirtatious teasing actually look like? Here are some key signs. A playful shove or light punch on the arm. If she playfully pushes you away but stays close afterward, it's not rejection. It's her way of keeping the energy light while drawing you in. Sarcastic remarks with a smirk. If she teases you about something small, like your outfit or the way you say a word, she's likely doing it to see how you react. This isn't meant to be mean. It's a subtle way to create a back-and-forth dynamic that builds attraction. laughing at things that aren't that funny. If she giggles at your most average jokes or even jokes that aren't that funny, she may not just be amused, she's likely using laughter as a way to show enjoyment of your presence. Playfully challenging you, she might say things like, "I bet you can't do that," or "You think you're smooth, huh?" This is a way of playfully testing your confidence while keeping the conversation engaging and lively. Psychology behind teasing and attraction. Experts in human behavior suggest that teasing is a way of gauging emotional chemistry. It creates an environment of push and pull, where there's just enough tension to spark excitement, but not so much that it feels uncomfortable. In a study on attraction and humor, researchers found that people who tease and joke around together often report feeling more bonded than those who engage in only serious conversations. This is because humor is a social glue that helps build rapport and trust. Real-life examples of flirtatious teasing. Think about some of the most iconic romantic duos in movies or TV shows. Han Solo and Princess Leia, Ross and Rachel, Jim and Pam. What do they all have in common? Playful teasing. Their relationships start with jokes, playful arguments, and sarcastic quips, all of which fuel their growing attraction. Even in real life, teasing can be a way to break the ice and test compatibility. Ever notice how someone who's interested in you might find small ways to roast you, but in a way that makes you laugh instead of feel insulted? That's because teasing, when done right, creates a unique kind of intimacy, one that makes both people feel more connected and at ease. How to respond to playful teasing. If you recognize her teasing as a sign of interest, here's how to respond in a way that keeps the energy playful and flirtatious. Tease back, but keep it light. Match her energy. If she pokes fun at you for something, respond with a playful comeback that shows you're engaged but not defensive. Use touch to amplify the chemistry. If she playfully shoves you, a light touch on her back or arm can subtly escalate the physical connection. Maintain confident energy. The key to teasing is confidence. If she's testing your reaction, the best thing you can do is smile, laugh, and roll with it. Final thought. Playful teasing is a sign of comfort and chemistry. A woman who teases you isn't just making jokes. She's subtly pulling you into a game of attraction. It's her way of gauging your confidence, building anticipation, and making the conversation feel effortless. So the next time she playfully challenges you, don't brush it off. Lean into it. The best connections often start with a smirk, a joke, and just the right amount of playful tension. Sign number 6. The subtle shifts, small changes that speak volumes. Sometimes attraction isn't loud or obvious. It's hidden in the tiniest adjustments. A woman's body language can tell you more than her words ever could. She might lean in closer when talking to you, mirror your gestures, or subconsciously angle herself toward you in a crowded room. These micro-movements may seem insignificant, but they reveal a deep, subconscious desire to close the distance, both physically and emotionally. Mirroring, the psychological link to attraction. One of the strongest indicators of connection is mirroring. Studies in psychology suggest that when we feel emotionally in sync with someone, we unconsciously mimic their movements, posture, and even speech patterns. This behavior is known as the chameleon effect, and it plays a major role in nonverbal attraction. If you cross your arms and she does the same a few moments later, or if you lean in and she instinctively mirrors the movement, it's a clear sign that her subconscious is aligning with yours. This happens because mirroring creates a sense of familiarity and comfort, signaling a deepening bond. Other subtle shifts to look out for. Closing the physical gap. If she moves closer to you in conversation, even when there's plenty of space around, she's instinctively trying to bridge the distance between you. angling her body toward you. Even in a group setting, if she positions her body toward you, rather than away or toward someone else, she's likely focusing her attention and attraction on you. Adjusting her posture when you enter the room, if she straightens up, fixes her hair, or subtly smooths out her outfit when you approach, she may be subconsciously preparing herself to make a good impression. Matching your energy and speech patterns. If she picks up on your phrases, echoes your tone, or adopts a similar rhythm in conversation, she's unconsciously syncing with you, a major sign of attraction. Sign number 7. The hair flick, a silent form of seduction. A simple flick of the hair might seem innocent, but it's one of the oldest, most natural signs of attraction. Whether she tosses her hair back, runs her fingers through it, or tucks a strand behind her ear while talking to you, it's often an unconscious attempt to draw your attention. But why does this gesture feel so seductive? It all comes down to psychology and primal instincts. The science behind the hair flick. Exposing the neck. When a woman moves her hair away from her face, she exposes her neck, one of the most vulnerable and sensual areas of the body. This subtle movement is an ancient, nonverbal cue of openness and receptivity. Drawing attention to herself, running fingers through the hair is a natural way to frame the face, making her more noticeable. Studies have shown that people are more likely to be drawn to those who engage in self-touching behaviors like hair twirling, lip biting, or adjusting clothing. Sign of nervous excitement. Hair play is also linked to nervous energy. If she's attracted to you, her brain might urge her to fidget or play with her hair as a way of self-soothing while feeling heightened excitement. A subtle invitation. If she twirls a strand of hair while making direct eye contact, it's not just an absent-minded habit. It's a way of pulling you in without words. How to tell if her hair play is flirtatious or just habit? Casual habit. If she plays with her hair while looking away or distractedly scrolling through her phone, it's probably just an automatic gesture. Flirtatious signal. If she flicks or plays with her hair while maintaining eye contact, tilting her head slightly or smiling, she's likely using it as a silent cue of attraction. Sign number 8. The slow, soft smile, more than just a friendly gesture. A smile is one of the most powerful and universally understood expressions of attraction. But not all smiles are created equal. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, her smile is different. It lingers, softens, and carries a warmth that words can't replicate. The science behind a lingered smile. A Duchenne smile versus a fake smile. Real smiles, known as Duchenne smiles, involve both the mouth and the eyes. If she smiles at you and her eyes crinkle slightly at the corners, it's an authentic sign of happiness and attraction. Soft, slow smile paired with a head tilt. This combination is one of the clearest signs of romantic interest. The head tilt is a universal sign of curiosity, openness, and attraction, while a slow-building smile indicates genuine pleasure in your presence. Smiling while looking away then back at you. This classic move, where she smiles, looks down, and then meets your eyes again with a grin, is a telltale sign of shyness mixed with attraction. She smiles even when you're not saying anything funny. If you notice her smiling at you even when there's no obvious joke or reason, it's a sign that she simply enjoys being around you. Final thought. Small gestures speak the loudest. Attraction isn't always spoken. It's often felt in the unspoken moments. The way she leans in, mirrors your posture, plays with her hair, or flashes you a lingering smile. These are the signs that reveal the emotions she may not be saying out loud. The key is to pay attention to these subtle cues, because when it comes to attraction, It's often the smallest shifts that speak the loudest. Final thoughts. Are you really listening? Women communicate far more through body language than words. A glance, a touch, a subtle movement can reveal more than an entire conversation. While words may be carefully chosen, body language is raw, instinctive, and often uncontrollable. By paying close attention to these silent yet powerful cues, the delicate movement of her lips, the light brush of her hand, the hypnotic sway of her hips, the lingering intensity of her gaze, the teasing laughter, the barely noticeable shifts in behavior, the mesmerizing flick of her hair, and the genuine warmth of her smile, you can begin to decode the unspoken. More than attraction, a window into her emotions. These signals aren't just about physical attraction. They go deeper, revealing nervous excitement, the way she plays with her jewelry or tucks her hair behind her ear repeatedly. Emotional connection, how she mirrors your gestures or leans in even when there's no need to. Desire for intimacy, the way her touch lingers just a second longer than expected. One famous experiment conducted by Dr. Albert Mehrabian found that 93% of communication is nonverbal, with only 7% relying on actual words. This means that if you're solely focused on what she's saying, you might be missing what she's truly expressing. The art of tuning in. Most people hear words, but few truly listen to body language. Think about it. How many connections have been missed because someone didn't recognize an invitation hidden in a glance or a touch? The next time you're with someone special, slow down and observe the details. Notice how she responds when you speak, how her body reacts to your presence, and how she subconsciously invites you closer without saying a word. After all, her body is speaking louder than words. The real question is, are you listening? If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more deep dives into the fascinating world of human behavior, attraction, and relationships.